Good. Good. And moving into your cat-cow. So as you inhale, extending the spine. Exhaling and rounding, touch into chest. Inhaling to extend. Exhaling to round. Keep moving with your breath. So timing the movement and the breath. Good. And then start to circle your hips. And change the direction of the circles. Good. And then come back to the center. So walking your hands forward a hand's length. Tuck your toes under and stretch back to your downward dog. So just holding it here and allowing the tension to release from your neck. Let your head hang, gaze towards the tummy button. Connect down through your hands, spreading your toes nice and wide, just allowing the heels to drop. Good. And then walk your feet to the top of the mat. So coming into Uttanasana. Good. And then pressing down into the feet as you inhale, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, bring the hands in front of the heart center to Namaskar. Good. Inhaling, floating your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, Ardha Uttanasana, flat back. Exhaling, step back, Chaturanga, or knees, chest and chin. Inhale, lifting to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to your downward dog. Inhaling, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down, Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. Inhale, floating your arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back, Chaturanga, or knees, chest and chin if you want to. Inhaling, lift to cobra or upward dog. Exhaling, back to your downward dog. Inhaling, step to the forwards, come into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down, Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. Again, inhale, floating your arms up. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back to your plank and hold it here. So spread the fingers wide. Good. Start connecting through the feet. Spread your toes wide and push back through the soles of the feet. Lift your chest back. So coming up into a high plank. So really lifting up, feeling the shoulder blades separate slightly as you round through the upper back. Pull the tummy button back towards the spine. So Rosie, lift your chest back more. See if you can really lift up towards the ceiling. Not your head, push from here up. There. Tummy button back towards the spine. Good. Tina, bring your hips down just a little bit. Even more. Yeah, I can come a tiny bit more. Perfect. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhaling, knees, chest and chin or Chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to downward dog. Inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhale, folding down, Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. Good. Inhale, floating your arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back to plank. Good. So bring the feet together Roll onto the outside edge of the right foot. Extend the left arm up towards the ceiling. Good. If you want to, you can float the left leg. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhaling, lower the hands down, chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhale to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to your downward dog. Inhaling, step forwards, come into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down, Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. Inhale, floating your arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back to plank. So again, bring the feet together, roll onto the outside edge of the left foot and extend the right arm up. So floating the right leg if you want to. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhaling, lowering the hands down, knees, chest and chin or chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhale back to downward dog and hold it here. Check the connection through your hands. So pushing the mat away through the hands. Good. Feel the shoulder blades gently connecting onto the back of the rib cage. Good. Then on your inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down, Uttanasana. Inhaling, rise up to standing, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhaling, hands to Namaskar. Inhale into Tadasana and come back to your breath. So again, observing any changes in the breath, any shifts in sensation through your body. Good, so feet parallel and hip distance or working together if you want to. On your inhale, sit down to Utkatasana. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to downward dog. Inhale, step the right foot forwards, coming into a high lunge or Virabhadrasana 1. Exhaling, lower your hands down, step back, chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to cobra or upward dog. Exhaling back to your downward dog. Inhaling, step the left foot forwards, high lunge or Virabhadrasana 1. Exhaling, lowering the hands down, step back, chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhale to cobra. Exhale back to downward dog and hold it here. So lower down to child's pose if you want to, taking a few breaths here. Otherwise, holding it in your downward dog. Always going to child's pose if you need to, just to take a rest and have a few breaths. Good. On your inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down, Uttanasana. Bend your knees on your inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhaling, come to standing, hands in Namaskar. Same thing again. Inhale, sit down to Utkatasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to downward dog. I'm not demoing the whole thing. Inhaling, step the right foot forwards. Take the arms up, coming into your high lunge. Exhaling, lowering your hands down. Step back, chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to downward dog. Inhaling, step the left foot forwards, coming up into your high lunge or warrior one. Exhaling, lowering your hands down, step back, chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhale to upward dog. Exhale back to downward dog or child's pose and hold. Observing changes through the breath again. Good. On your inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down, Uttanasana. Bend your knees. On your inhale, sweep your arms up to Utkatasana. Exhaling, come to standing, hands in Namaskar. So coming back to your breath. So finding that steady Ujjayi breath. And we're going to slow things down. On your inhale, sit down to Utkatasana. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, lift to your flat back. Exhaling, step back, chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to your downward dog. On your inhale, step your right foot forwards and come into a high lunge. So from here, bending that front knee, connect to the midline, hugging the inner thighs together, and lift up through Mula Bandha, so lifting through the pelvic floor. Nice deep breath in. As you exhale, fold halfway forwards, lifting the tummy away from the front thigh, so pulling tummy button back and up. And then transfer weight onto the front foot, flex the back foot, so straightening your front leg. Coming into Virabhadrasana 3, arms can go down by your side, out to the side or out in front. Good, and slowly to come up to standing, bringing the left leg out in front of you. Bending the standing leg, cross the left leg over the right, going for the Garudasana bind. Good. And then bring the arms in front, taking the right arm on top of the left, going for the prayer bind. Hug the thighs together. If the feet don't bind, just hug the thighs together. Good. As you inhale, releasing the arms and step the left foot back and then turn to face the long edge of the mat. So the toes turned out roughly, sort of going in the same direction as the knees. Inhaling, taking the arms up. And as you exhale, bend the knees, bringing the hands in front of the heart, centered to prayer. Yep. Coming down into goddess pose. And hold it here. Lift your toes back. Push down through the four corners of the feet. So try and sit upright. Notice if your body's tipping forward, see if you can sit up. Good. On the next inhale, straightening the legs, take the arms out to the side, shoulder height, turning the right toes out. As you exhale, bending the front knee, lower your hands down, step back, chaturanga. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhale back to your downward dog. Inhaling, step the left foot forward, so coming into your high lunge. Good. Here, connecting to your midline, so pull the inner thighs together. Lift up through Mula Bandha. Find that gentle lift above the perineum. Nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, come halfway forwards. So here, lifting the tummy button back towards the spine, hold that as you transfer the weight to the front foot. If you let go through the tummy, you collapse and start to just sink into the standing leg. So keep lifting back through the tummy as you come forwards into your warrior three. Good. And then slowly coming up, bringing the right knee out in front. Bend the left leg. See if you can bind the legs. Hug the thighs together if not. Arms out into the side. And then bringing the left arm on top. Going for the Garudasana bind. Good. Then releasing the arms, releasing the legs. Step the right foot back and turn to face the long edge of the mat. So again, toes turned out. Just so they're roughly in line with your knees. Inhaling, taking the arms up. Exhaling, bending the knees, come down into goddess pose and hold it. So lifting the toes back again. So here, work on the external rotation of your thighs. Nice, Tina. And then sitting up tall. So broadening across the collarbones. Good. Inhaling, taking the arms to the side, straighten the legs. So turning the left toes out as you exhale, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga on knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to your cobra or upward dog. Exhaling back to your downward dog and hold it. So again, observing your breath. Good. On your inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down, Uttanasana. Bend your knees on your inhale, sweeping your arms up, Utkatasana. Exhale, come to standing, hands in Namaskar. Good. So we're going to go again, inhaling, sit down to Utkatasana. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, lift to your flat back. Exhale, step back, chaturanga on knees, chest and chin. Inhaling, lift to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling, push back to your downward dog. On your inhale, step the right foot forwards, come into your high lunge. Good, so hug those inner thighs together. Good. Take a nice deep breath in, and as you exhale, fold halfway forwards. So you're drawing that right hip back, pulling up through Mula Bandha, lifting the tummy button back towards the spine and up. So finding that activation of Uddiyana Bandha and holding that as you transition into your warrior three. So we're trying to keep that left hip next to the right hip. It's going to want to lift slightly as you shift weight, but try and keep them next to each other as you come forwards. That takes tummy control. Then on your inhale, come up to standing, bring the left knee out in front of you. So bending the standing leg, see if you can get the bind with the feet. Doesn't matter if it doesn't fully bind, just cross the legs and hug the thighs together. Good. And then bringing the arms in front. So taking the right arm on top of the left. If the arms don't bind, you can always just wrap the hands around and take hold of the shoulder blades. But while you're holding this, lift your elbows and then draw your hands away from your face and sit up tall. Then releasing the arms, release the legs, step back, turn to face the left edge of your mat. So having the toes turned out a little bit as you inhale, taking the arms up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, bend the knees, bring the hands to Namaskar, come down into goddess pose. So we're trying to get the knees and the feet going in the same direction. So press down into the ball of the little toe, rolling the thighs outwards. And you're lengthening the tailbone down towards the floor. Again, finding that connection, tummy button back and up, and sitting up tall as you lift through the crown of the head. Good. Inhaling, straighten the legs, take the arms out to the side, shoulder height. Exhaling, turning to face the right foot, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga, or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to your downward dog. Inhaling, step the left foot forwards, take the arms up, come into your high lunge. Again, connect to your midline. So lifting up through the pelvic floor as you take a deep breath in. Exhaling, fold halfway forwards. So find that connection through Uddiyana Bandha as well, that gentle lift back and up through the tummy button. And then transfer Virabhadrasana 3. So if that right hip is lifting, see if you can turn the inner thigh up towards the ceiling and turning the toe to point down. So other way, Rosie. Yes. So it helps to tip that hip back in line with the left hip. Keep that lift. So Lynn, not quite as much. Yeah. Good. Then inhaling, coming up to standing. And then crossing the right leg on top of the left. Garudasana bind. Sit down. Hug the thighs together. Bring the arms in front. Cross the left arm on top of the right. Going for the bind with the hands. So cross at the elbows. Got the elbows crossed over. Good. Sit up nice and tall. Good. As you inhale, releasing the arms and legs. Step back, facing the right long edge of the mat. Good. Taking a nice deep breath in, take the arms up. Exhaling, bend your knees, come down into goddess pose. So let the thighs burn. See if you can go down a little bit lower for this last one. Feel down through the four corners of the feet. So the ball of the little toe especially. Gentle activation through the buttocks. And then lengthen up through the spine, lifting through the crown of the head. Good. As you inhale, straightening the legs, take the arms out to the side. Exhaling, lower the hands down, step back, chaturanga, or knees, chest and chin. Inhaling to upward dog or cobra. Exhaling back to your downward dog and hold it here. Good. On your inhale, step forwards, coming into your flat back. Exhaling, fold down, Uttanasana. Bend your knees on your inhale, sweep your arms up, Utkatasana. Exhale, come to standing, hands in Namaskar. So releasing your arms down by your side and coming into Tadasana. So from here, you're going to heel toe your feet. So they are partly off the mat, toes off the mat, heels on the mat. Again, finding that soft bend in the knees and make sure your knees and toes are going in the same direction. And on your inhale, taking your arms up. Exhaling as you bend the knees. So stay upright as you come down, coming down into Malasana, garland pose. So elbows onto the insides of the thighs. And then from here, we're going to place the right hand down to the mat. And we're going to inhale and take the left arm up towards the ceiling. So keep pushing the knees back. Keep that opening through the hips. Good. And then lowering the left hand down. So the left elbow onto the inside of the left thigh, left hand to the mat, just in front of the left foot. And inhale, taking the right arm up. Good. And then lowering the hands down to the mat. So from here, coming into our crow pose. So Tina, I know you've been practicing this one. So you're going to have your hands to the mat. Bring the feet in slightly closer and get your elbows tucked up right underneath the armpits. So the hands are roughly shoulder distance, but play around with this a little bit. Good. And then placing the knees. So the knees are coming onto the backs of the arms and then slowly lifting one foot at a time as you come into your crow pose. So see if you can get the toes to touch. Good. So Tina, get the knees right up. Rosie, same thing. See if you can tuck your knees up around your armpits. Tuck up tight into a little, yeah. And then lift the hips and lift through Mula Bandha. Yeah. So using your tummy muscles, that little lift around the perineum and that lift tummy button back towards the spine, lifting you up. Good. Just one more minute to play around. Good, and then slowly coming back down. So from here, just sitting back onto the feet, bring the knees to touch. Hands to the thighs. And sit up tall. So from here, come to lying on your back. So we're going to work through either repeating bridge pose twice, or if you want to come into wheel pose for the second round, you can come into Urdhva Dhanurasana for the second round if it's in your practice. If not, you can do the bridge pose twice. So having your knees bent, feet flat to the mat, heels in towards the sitting bones, arms down by your side, so palms facing down. Push down through the four corners of the feet. Good. And then on the inhale, lift the hips up. So lengthen. Good. As you press down into the feet, lifting the hips, then start to walk the shoulder blades closer together and start to lift the chest towards the chin. See if you can take the hands underneath, interlace the fingers and stretch the arms away. Try not to look over at me, Danny, when you're doing this, by the way. When you're up, it's not great for your neck. Yeah, so keep looking straight up as you're doing this. Lift through the chest more. Get more lift through the chest. Lengthen the tailbone towards the heels. Good, and take a nice deep breath in. Release the hands, and as you exhale, roll down one vertebra at a time, coming down to the mat. Good. So if you want to, you can come back into that variation. Otherwise, we're going to go into Urdhva Dhanurasana, into wheel pose. So crab, as we called it at school. So heels in towards the sitting bones. We're taking the hands back alongside your ears with the fingertips pointing towards the shoulders. Again, push down into the four corners of the feet. And then slowly come up to lift onto your head. Then connecting through the hands and through the feet, coming all the way up into Urdhva Dhanurasana. Good, so breathing into this. Good, pushing down into the feet in bridge, get a little bit more lift. And in bridge pose, see if you can lift the chest up towards the chin. Good, and then we'll slowly release. So from wheel, slowly bringing the head down to the mat. And then making your way down, one vertebra at a time. Coming all the way down to the mat. Let the knees fall in together. And relax. So again, we've got two options here. Again, yogi's choice. Either coming into waterfall pose, which I like to call it dead bug pose, but it's feet up, but soft in the legs and arms up, and letting the arms be heavy so the shoulders fall down to the floor. If you want to hold it here, you can hold it here. Otherwise, you can come up into shoulder stand. So whichever one you prefer, you can make your way into shoulder stand if it's in your practice. So bringing the hands onto the back of the body. Again, lifting the chest towards the chin. Feet up towards the ceiling. Again, you're keeping your gaze up towards the tummy button or towards the knees or the feet, whichever variation you're in. Good, so in shoulder stand, see if you can walk the elbows a little bit closer together. Good. And then from here, slowly rolling down from shoulder stand. So release the arms, use your tummy muscles to control you as you roll down to the floor. And from waterfall, just bringing the feet down to the mat. So feet hip distance. Take your arms out to the side, shoulder height with the palms up. So lifting up the hips, move the hips to the left side of the mat. And then straighten your right leg straight down the mat. Put the left foot onto the right knee. Take the right hand on top of the left knee. So take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, twist over to the right side. So keep this left shoulder down to the mat. Then you can turn to face the left hand. So the right hand gently pulling the left knee down towards the floor. And breathe into the twist. Good. Then inhaling, come back up to the center. So arms out to the side. So from here, we're going to move the hips over to the right side of the mat. And then take the left leg down the mat. Right foot on top of the left knee or thigh. Left hand onto the right knee. So taking a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, twist over to the left side. Good. And turning the gaze towards the right hand. So breathing into the twist. Always using the breath to explore and to find the areas where the energy's stuck, where it feels tight. And breathe into them. Yeah, then on your inhale, slowly coming back up to the center. So from here, hug both knees in towards your chest. And so giving the lower back a little stretch, circling your knees in one direction. Good. And then circling them in the opposite direction. Good. And then release the legs and the arms down the mat and come into Shavasana. So our relaxation. Turning the palms of the hands to face the ceiling. If you want to come into meditation for the last final part of the class, then you can. Otherwise, in Shavasana. And allow your feet to go floppy. Relax the toes and the ankles. Feel the skin on the bottom of the feet soften. Relax your knees and your thighs. Relax the hips. Relax the muscles in the lower back and the upper back. Relax your shoulders down onto the mat. Relax your elbows. Soften through the palms of your hands and let your fingers curl up. Relax your throat. Soften around your jaw. So relaxing the root of the tongue, keeping the tip of the tongue against the back of the teeth. Soften the space between the eyebrows. Just let your eyeballs sink back into the sockets. Just bringing focus back to your body. Just giving your fingers and toes a wiggle. Gently hug your knees in towards your chest. Do a little rock from side to side. And then roll over onto one side and come up to sitting. And bring your hands in front of your heart center into prayer. So we'll close the class chanting 3 Oms together, or you can just sit and listen if you want to. So taking a nice deep breath in. Fully exhale. And inhale for Om. So we just sit with that vibration of Om. And then gently bowing your head. Namaste. I'll unmute you all. Thank you, guys.